All right, the basic rules of improv. Remember to yes and by making statements in the scenes. Avoid questions because that puts your partner on the spot. And in improv, there are no mistakes, only opportunities. Miss Smith coaches track and field at Next Generation School, but when she's not coaching, she's preparing for the upcoming Illinois Marathon, which means a lot more to her than just a race. This is the Bruce Nesbitt African American Cultural Center that currently sits empty right now. Members were forced to move out due to health and safety concerns. As you're walking down the street on Matthews Avenue, you can clearly see the paint is deteriorating off the building. Urbana residents use this ballot to vote for their Democratic mayoral primary at various locations, including St. Matthew. The primary winner will face Republican candidate Rex Bradfield in April. Erin Smith has run multiple races and is training for the upcoming Illinois Marathon. Running has always been a passion for her, and last night you could catch her coaching track and field to young students.
This is our first meet. It's going to be fun.
Miss Smith coaches track and field at Next Generation School, but when she's not coaching, she's preparing for the upcoming Illinois Marathon, which means a lot more to her than just a race.
I had heart surgery in September. It was a cardiac ablation. I ended up in the ER and was told that I needed to either be on medicine or have surgery. So it was really scary for me as a lifetime athlete and runner.
Right on our fingertips, thumbs coming across the middle.
Lavelle Mabels is a coach with Erin and says everyone knew her surgery would not stop her from doing what she loves.
Really a lot of inspiration. She brings a lot of enthusiasm in every day as a person. When I first met Erin, that's the first thing that I noticed about her. Knowing Erin and the kind of person she is, we all knew that she would pull through and come back as strong as she is.
Erin is lucky to have a surgery that completely cured her condition and has allowed her to be able to run again.
Well, I'm really excited because it's my comeback marathon, and I'm really excited to run again. This will be my 6th full marathon. I've run 3 ultras, and I'm also training for an Ironman, so this is kind of part of my training for that big event. If you hit your knee, you're going to fall.
Erin's goal is to just finish the race this time around, and she's excited to see her friends and students cheering her on. In Champaign, Emma Poole, UI7 News.
What is happening to the car right now?
Aubrey Wachtel is a biology teacher at Central High School in Champaign, but you can also catch her coaching improv to students after school. I'll let Aubrey tell you a little bit about what exactly improv is.
Improv, for those who don't know, is like theater, but without the script. And so the performers are using usually suggestions from the audience to create scene work.
You can't just say anything though, right?
We can do better. You let this guy get in.
All right, the basic rules of improv. Remember to yes and by making statements in the scenes. Avoid questions because that puts your partner on the spot. And in improv, there are no mistakes, only opportunities.
Just cut off your hair.
Liam Daly, who is a student at Central and a member of the improv group Aubrey teaches, says the skills he learns in practice help him in his everyday life.
It's definitely made me more comfortable in awkward situations. I used to work at a restaurant, and before doing improv, like some of the awkward experiences or confrontations that I'd have would be like very, very difficult. But once I started doing improv, then it was all like stuff didn't even really faze me.
Aubrey has also taught workshops for engineering and leadership classes. She encourages anyone to try improv even if you're shy or scared.
I would recommend taking an improv class or going to an improv workshop because the skills that you need to be good at improv aren't necessarily what people think they are. Usually people are thinking like, oh, I'm not that witty or I don't think that fast. Improv isn't about that.
Aubrey is also a member of Zoo Improv that performs in downtown Champaign the last Friday of every month. In Champaign, Emma Poole, UI7 News. Urbana citizens were in and out of St. Matthew on Philo Road all day Tuesday casting their votes for the Democratic mayoral primaries. Diane Marlin, Laurel Prussing, and Evelyn Underwood were all in the running. Marlin won the primary, beating incumbent Mayor Laurel Pressing. For Urbana resident Jean Weigel, her vote meant a lot to her.
I'm a citizen of the United States, and I like the whole ceremony of voting. But I think particularly this year we all need to get more involved in helping to make decisions to run the country.
Urbana residents used this ballot to vote for their Democratic mayoral primary at various locations, including St. Matthew. The primary winner will face Republican candidate Rex Bradfield in April. Diana Reynolds volunteered to distribute ballot sheets and says how voting means a lot to her as a woman with all female candidates.
Women, especially young women, do not realize that our grandmothers did not have the privilege of voting. And this is something that women got in the 19th century. And I think that it's something that everybody in this country should do.
Jean says Urbana residents were getting involved by encouraging each other to go out and vote.
I've just left an exercise class, and at the end everybody said, now go vote. So, maybe that's 30 people.
Have a good day. Coming in.
Bye.
Diane Marlin will face Republican candidate Rex Bradfield on April 4th. In Champaign, Emma Poole,
Would you like a sticker?
UI7 News. Hello, I'm Emma Poole.
And I'm Jeff Omer.
The news of actor and alumnus Nick Offerman as the University of Illinois 2017 commencement speaker is still sinking in. If you've been checking your emails, U of I Chancellor Robert Jones today announced the external review and report and recommendations on diversity and inclusion. The full external review is available at chancellor.illinois.edu by clicking on the Diversity Review tab. Good evening, I'm Emma Poole.
And I'm John Wong.
Tonight, we are changing things up from our regular newscast.
Instead, we have a special edition of UI7 News called Fascinating Friends.
Today, we're telling you stories about some ordinary people who have extraordinary and fascinating talents. A fascinating friend in Urbana is taking her talents down a more quiet route. UI7's Andrew Muser is here to show how a yogi spends her free time. State Farm Center will be packed this weekend. I'll tell you who will be there, and one talented judo student will be kicking it in Savoy. That and more coming up in sports. My last name may be Poole, but the Illinois swimming and diving team, led by head coach Sue Novitsky, get their suits ready for the Big Ten Championships going on today through Saturday in West Lafayette, Indiana. All right, so it's going to be pretty cool in the north with 44 degrees in my home city of Chicago. Moving down south, it's going to be a little bit warmer with 52 degrees in Champaign, 52 in Springfield, 58 degrees in St. Louis, which is great if you're going to Busch Stadium for the Cubs-Cardinals game. Just be prepared for some rain. And then a warm 72 degrees in Paducah. All right, you guys, sorry to say it, but it's going to be rainy a little bit tonight and a little bit tomorrow morning. But can we just fast forward to Sunday where it's going to be 70 and sunny, right?
That's what I'm hoping for.
So look out for that. Yeah.